Hello, hello everyone. It's Mona again from Back Pain Movement Makers. Today it's day 119 in our 365-day free challenge, where we go live for 365 days to talk about healing back pain for good and living a fulfilled life through implementing 10 daily holistic healing habits. And your challenge is to keep up with us if you're interested in this, of course. Okay, we are in a Q&A period where I answer one of the most common questions that has to do with each habit. And the habit today is spiritual daily reminders. And the question is, I don't have a smartphone to use as a reminder. What can I do? Question again. I don't have a smartphone to use as a reminder. What can I do? Well, this question is not about having to, if you have a smartphone, use it, of course, of course. I recently found another app that turns on the alarm, and you also can write a little short reminder what you're going to think about, and that is really good. Uh, if I want to write down the things I'm going to focus on that Course in Miracles says in the work from the workbook, that is really good. But I'm not that pleased with the app because it's ads in them, and I don't really like that. So that's why I'm not going to tell you what it's all about. I think I have to find another one. But anyway, this is about having reminders everywhere. And you know that the first time you have a note on the fridge, for example, you see it. Maybe you see it the first day. Maybe you see it for the first 3 days, but then you don't see it anymore, even though it's there. So that is a problem. But to have something unusual. So, for example, if you if you read something spiritual material or transformational immaterial every day that the 10 daily holistic healing habits suggest that you should do, you could do something there. For example, I have small post-it notes where I write down the text. I've done that until I found the app the other day that I could write that down there. But I had that on my smartphone case. But you could have it anywhere. You could have it on your laptop. You could, for example, here I have a little note as things that I should remember to focus on. So, but you have to put them somewhere where you often look. Or for example, if I'm on a lesson with a student and a colleague of mine comes in and asks me to do them a favor or look something up or something like that, and I don't have anything to write it on, then I just take a pen and I put a cross on my hand, or I write the first letter. So, but you don't want to go around like an alphabet on your hands. So it's good to have something else. Uh, when I'm off from home, I usually use some jewelry. There are bracelets that our daughters have made, and some of them I have bought too. So it could be a good idea. For example, if you have just one, I have at least five and five. But if you have just one, you could change hands. You could have uh, like things around you. For example, we have. I'm going to show you. I don't know if you can see that on top. of our, I don't know if you could see that. Do you see the sign above the door? It says love, but in Swedish it's called kärlek. I have small signs and posters and things like that all over the house. But the problem with that is that we're getting used to that, so we don't see it. But try to use your imagination and be creative about this. You don't have to have uh, alarms or a Google Calendar or the Keep app or things like that. But it's really good to have that if you do, if you haven't got anything else. You could use an alarm clock. You could have that on your desk if you have an office, or at on the kitchen table or things like that. You know, when the alarm goes off, oh, then I should focus on the inside and instead of the outside turmoil. So there are a lot of things. This one is my favorite though. Post-it stickers everywhere. But for example, the best, if I put it on the kitchen table, that is my best area at home, and my best area at work, since I'm changing. I'm in either in a classroom or in my office. I have it on the laptop, so I see it. And I used to use digital post-it stickers as well on the screen, but then I forget that I have it there. So it's even better to have it there and have a routine that I check it out. What does it say today, for example, like this? But when I'm in a hurry, I don't have time for that. So then I don't write it on a normal uh, post-it. Well, I hope that answered the question. It doesn't matter if you have a smartphone, use your imagination and your creativity, but don't depend on that you will see something just by you're making a sign or a beautiful painting or something like that with a beautiful uh, message. After a couple of days, you don't see that. Of course, you see it, but you don't register what it's about to remind you about. Oh, here's a lovely German Shepherd with his squeaky toy again. I don't know if you hear him. Well, or the squeaky toy. Well, so it's more important that you have some kind of reminders throughout the day, because if we don't, then we fall back into listening to the ego, fall back into the stress, fall back into reacting to our environment with the people all around us, situations that don't turn out the way we want to, and things like that. Is so necessary to be reminded that, well, I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on creating my own feelings from the inside instead. That will help us to heal for good. That will help us to live a fulfilled life. Okay, tomorrow is the last habit, and also it's the last question. So don't miss that if you're interested. And until then, much love and blessings. Bye.